me. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel. So this is a created franchise on MLB The Show 20 for PlayStation 4. The name of the franchise is the Bronx Knights. They've been wedged into the American League West division, taking the place of the Houston Astros. My intention is to play 162 games and beyond, every inning of every game, no skipped innings, no simulated games. All of the games are on YouTube and fully watchable. This is game number 133. As you can see from the screen, the Knights are 87-45. They're in first place over the second place Seattle Mariners by 14.5 games. And it is late August, and let's jump into the schedule to do the next game. So day off, and then a 3-game set at home against the Boston Red Sox. So let's jump in. Play game. Okay. Auto utilize is a AA. Who cares? Auto fix the AA roster. Full game. We are the home team at Classic Yankee Stadium. That looks good. Brendan Pizarski is the starter. Everyone is fully rested, so let's rock and roll. All right, so these are the starting lineups. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome for another broadcast of Major League Baseball as the Boston Red Sox visit the Bronx Knights here at Classic Yankee Stadium for the first game of a 3-game set here in late August. On the mound for the Knights is Brendan Pizarski, making his 27th start of the season. He's 11-4 with a 4.60 earned run average. And leading off for the Red Sox is Jose Altuve. 285, 15 homers, 58 runs batted in. First pitch of the game from the left-hander, Pizarski. Swing and a miss, strike one. Knights are 87-45, is good for first place. So that's Matthew Saps at shortstop today. And Michael O'Rourke, no, check that, Max Luklitch in center field. So, pardon me, Max. Line drive to center. Max gets on his horse, makes the catch, one away. Starting lineup for the Boston Red Sox: Altuve's at second, Wander Franco at short, Albert Pujols at first, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is your DH, Wilson Contreras is the catcher, Al Kaline in right, Luis Robert is the center fielder, Anthony Santander is in left, and Brett Beatty is playing third base and batting ninth. So, one away here in the top of the first. Wander Franco, 269, 3 homers, 14 runs batted in. In there, strike one, 96 on the radar gun. Out in front of the changeup count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Franco. Just gets a piece of the slider. Count remains 0-2. Shallow fly ball to center. In comes Luklitch. There's 2 away.
Batting third, the first baseman, number 5.
Batting third for the Red Sox is Albert Pujols. 298, 35 homers, 87 runs batted in. Coffee time and baseball. Let's see, so it's, you are on the West Coast, so you're 3 hours behind me, which means it's early morning hours on a Sunday for you. In there, strike one. Right now it is 2 o'clock. So 2 o'clock, it's 11 a.m. on the West Coast. Let's see. Welcome back, Mr. Outlander. Ground ball to the right side. The only fielder there is Mattingly. He takes it himself and the side is retired. So, half an inning gone by. It's the Boston Red Sox, nothing. Bronx Knights coming to bat. California. On the mound for the Red Sox is Brendan McKay, making his 27th start of the season. He's 8-7 with a 4.50 earned run average. And leading off for the Knights, Mighty Max Luklitch, 311, 4 homers, 36 runs batted in. He also has 32 stolen bases. Switch hitter batting from the right side against the lefty McKay. Cut fastballs outside for ball 1. Red Sox are 2 games under 500, good for 3rd place in the American League West. That's Jose Altuve at 2nd and Anthony Santander in the outfield. Two balls and no strikes on Luklitch. And it's a lazy fly ball to his counterpart in center field. And there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 1st. Starting lineup for the Bronx Knights, Max Luklitch is in center, Don Mattingly at 1st, Chris Ramos at 2nd. Mike O'Rourke's in left. Your DH is Jacob Salazar. Benny Locicero's in right. Matt Saps is today's shortstop. Matt Termini's at 3rd, and batting 9th, playing catcher, is Anthony Millo. So Don Mattingly, 332, 22 homers, 91 runs batted in. Takes high, ball 1.
Count 1-0.
Lazy fly ball heading towards the seat, but it reaches into the stands to make the catch for the 2nd out. Nice play by the 3rd baseman. So, 2nd baseman Chris Ramos, 369, 53 homers, and 140 RBIs with a month left of the season to go. He is riding a 9-game hitting streak, and he is the odds-on favorite for the American League Most Valuable Player. Steps up with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 1st. Inside off the plate, ball 1. 121 runs scored to lead the American League. Grounds it up the 3rd baseline, foul ball. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. First game of a 3-game set here at Classic Yankee Stadium against the Red Sox. And he yanks it into the seats. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. In the dirt, count evens at 2-2. Full count, 3-2. Michael O'Rourke, the left fielder, is on deck. So full count with 2 away here in the bottom of the 1st. And he walks him. So the inning will continue. Runner at 1st. 2 outs. Up steps Michael O'Rourke, 348. He has 32 homers and 102 runs batted in on the season. And that's a line drive over the head of Altuve, and it bloops into right center field for a base hit. So he gets the first 2 outs quickly and then proceeds to walk a hitter and give up a single to O'Rourke. So they are threatening with 2 outs. Jacob Salazar, the shortstop, 326, 16 homers, 86 RBIs. Switch hitter batting from the right side against the lefty McKay. 2 runners on, 2 out here in the 1st. Low ball 1. Inside corner, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Salazar. And it's a lazy pop-up to Pujols at 1st. And he makes the catch to retire the side. So they strand 2. And at the end of 1 inning of play, there's no score here at Classic Yankee Stadium. So, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. leads off for the Boston Red Sox here in the top of the 2nd. Hitting .249, 32 homers, 85 runs batted in. First pitch from Pizarski. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Lazy fly ball to center, in races Luklitch to make a running catch. Nice play for the 1st out. Defensive alignment for the Bronx Knights. In the outfield from left to right is O'Rourke, Luklitch, and Lo Cicero. And in the infield is Matt Termini, Matthew Saps, Chris Ramos, Don Mattingly, and Anthony Millo behind the plate. Bronx Knights are second in the American League in fielding percentage. So next up for the Red Sox is Wilson Contreras, 254 average, 18 homers, 39 runs batted in, fouls it back behind the plate, home for strike one. Swing and a miss at the slider out in front, counts quickly. No balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss out in front of the changeup. There's 2 outs. That's Pizarski's first strikeout of the game.
Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 6, Al Kaline.
So next up is the right fielder Al Kaline, legendary player hitting .299, 27 homers on the season. In there at the knees, strike one. Al Kaline, I think, played for the Detroit Tigers in real life. I think in the 50s and 60s. Definitely a Hall of Famer, hit 500 plus homers. Don't know that much more about him. And that's a deep drive to center. All the way to the 408 sign. Back goes Luklitch to the track, the wall, looking up. That is a solo home run for Al Kaline. Home run number 28 on the season. And just like that here in the top of the second, the Red Sox take an early 1-0 lead. Here's the replay. Oh, crushed it. In case you're wondering, the difficulty level for both pitching and hitting for this entire season is on All-Star. Yes, there are people that are better than me, but All-Star gives me a pretty good challenge. So that's where it stays. Luis Robert, 249, up there with 2 away. And he hits it deep into the left field corner. Over goes, oh, it's out of play. Strike one. Thought O'Rourke might have a chance to jump in the seats and grab that, but no such luck. So next pitch from Pizarski. In there at the knees. Count is 0-2. Line drive to the second baseman Ramos, and the side is retired. So after a home run from Al Kaline, inning and a half gone by, it's the Red Sox 1, the Knights 0. So we go to the bottom of the second. Up steps the right fielder, Benny Lo Cicero. 313, 31 homers, 109 runs batted in. So there are 3 players on the Knights. Pitches outside, ball one. 3 hitters on the Knights that have 100 plus RBIs here in the last week of August. They have a chance for 5 players. Yanks it to right center field, but playable for Kaline. 1 away. So Jacob Salazar has, I think, 86 runs batted in, the shortstop. And well, anyway, the defensive alignment for the Red Sox. In the outfield from left to right, Santander, Robert, and Kaline. And in the infield, Brett Batty, Wander Franco, Jose Altuve, Albert Pujols, and Wilson Contreras behind the plate. And also Matthew Saps, who stepped into the plate right now, has 88 runs batted in. And he hits it high and deep. That's got a chance. Back goes Santander at the wall. He makes the catch on the warning track for the second out. Made a bid for a homer to tie the game, but kind of died on the warning track. So there's 2 away here in the bottom of the second. Next up is the third baseman, Matt Termini, who's super hot in his last 6 games. Overall, he's hitting .318, 9 homers, 67 runs batted in. Pitches low, ball 1. He's hitting 10 for his last 20, 500 average. But not this at bat. Straightaway center, makes the catch. 1-2-3 inning for McKay, and at the end of 2, it's the Red Sox leading 1-0. So we go to the top of the third. Up steps Anthony Santander, left fielder hitting .267, 11 homers, 38 runs batted in. First pitch from Pizarski. And he's late on the fastball. Hits it into the dugout. Strike one. Just misses inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Misses 2 balls, 1 strike. So Pisarski has 11 wins on the season. I think a realistic number to shoot for is 15 for a starting pitcher. He hits it foul down the left field line. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Santander. So they say he's got another 4 starts left to go before the season ends. And that's a deep drive. Back goes Luklitch, looking up. See ya. That's a 2-0 lead for the Red Sox. Santander's 12th of the season. He put a charge into that one. Let's look at the replay. He's not going to get win number 12 like this. Oof. So, stepping up to the plate with nobody out still, Brett Batty. 301, 25 homers, 78 runs batted in. Fouls off the fastball, strike one. For a number 9 hitter, he's got some great stats. That's a line drive, which is heading towards the left center field gap, and it'll be in there. Big turn at first, but Luklitch will hold him at first. So the top of the third starts off with a homer and a single. So leadoff man Altuve steps up. He's 0 for 1, second plate appearance of the game. Slicing into the seats, out of play, strike one. Low, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner at first. 2-0 lead for the Red Sox here in the top of the third. Pulls it foul. Count is 1 and 2 on Altuve. Obviously, Altuve plays for the Houston Astros in real life. Pitches low, count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And he just gets a piece of the slider to stay alive. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and there's 1 out here in the third. Strikeout number 2 for Pisarski.
The batter, number 2, shortstop.
It's a strike, he just blew it by him. So next up is Wander Franco, 0 for 1. At the knees, strike 1, 94 on the radar gun. Late on the fastball, fouls it off, count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Grounds it to the pitcher, tosses to second for 1, back to first. It is a double play to retire the side. Nice play, but Anthony Santander gives the Red Sox a run on this, the solo shot. And after 2.5 innings of play, it's the Red Sox 2, the Bronx Knights nothing. So we go to the bottom of the third. The number 9 hitter for the Knights is Anthony Millo. Steps up to lead off. 240, 9 homers, 51 runs batted in. Had a terrible first half of the season. He's trying to fix his season at the plate. Deep in the hole, it's short. Plants, throws, in time, 1 pitch, 1 away. Nice play by the shortstop. So the schedule, this is a 4-game set against the Red Sox. I apologize, I said earlier it was a 3-game set. And then a 4-game set at the Oakland Athletics. So it's going to be a busy week, no days off for the next 7. So leadoff man Max Luklitch flew out in the first. He's 0 for 1. 1 away here in the third. And that's a line drive which will drunk in there. I like that. Instead of dunk in there, it's drunk in there for a base hit. So Luklitch, with speed, is on it first with 1 away. There's a replay, line drive to center. Thought it might hang up there for the center fielder, but dunked in there, drunked in there. So lefty versus lefty, Don Mattingly steps to the plate. Breaking ball in there, strike one. Don Mattingly was a Gold Glove first baseman for the New York Yankees in the 80s and 90s in real life. He was an American League Most Valuable Player. He won a batting title. Quick throw to first. Luklitch is back. Not exactly a Hall of Famer. Had a chance to be a Hall of Famer, but then he had a back injury in the 1990s that kind of stole the second half of his career. But a solid all-star player.
Ball, that counts.
Count is 1 ball and 1 strike on Mattingly. Pitch out, but nothing doing.
One strike.
Count is 2 balls and 1 strike.
Ball.
3-1, hitters count. Ramos is on deck. Outside corner, count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Will the runner be in motion with 1 away? Good question. So he walked him. So 2 runners on and 1 away for Chris Ramos,
Now batting.
the league leader in runs batted in with 140 on the season. He walked in the first, no official at bat. Chance to drive in some more. Let's see what happens. Pitch is high and outside, ball 1. Max has 32 steals. He doesn't usually steal third base. It would be foolish to try. Fouls it upstairs, out of play. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Ramos. 2-1. Little late on the fastball. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Switch hitter batting from the right side against the lefty Brendan McKay. And he chases a pitch in the dirt. Count remains 2-2. Yanks it towards the camera well. Foul ball. And that's a line drive which will... Oh, brilliant catch by Al Kaline. Tagging up is Luklitch. At second, he goes to third, but it's the second out. Hope they show us the replay. Here it is. Stole a hit from Ramos. So runners are at first and third with 2 away. And up steps Michael O'Rourke. He get a single in the first inning. And he jams him a little bit, slices into the seats, out of play. Strike 1. Outside corner, count was quickly. No balls and 2 strikes on Mike. Grounds it to the shortstop, throws to second for the force, and the side is retired. So after 3 innings of baseball, Red Sox lead 2-0. So, top of the 4th, up steps Albert Pujols, who grounded out in the first. There's 35 homers on the season.
Number 5, Albert Pujols.
In there, strike 1.
0-1.
So Albert Pujols is 21 homers shy of an all-time record. I don't even know how many home runs that is. This is a fictional franchise. Just gets a piece of the fastball. Count is 0-2. I wonder if it's 762 or if it's even higher than that based on the stats that have been accumulating over the past 4 fictional years. Line drive to center, and it's going to dunk in there for a single. And the leadoff man is on for the Red Sox.
The batter, the designated hitter, Gordon Gurriel.
The shift was on, so Luklitch was playing towards left center field. No chance to make a play. Gurriel Jr. steps up, 0 for 1. Swing and a miss. The fastball, 96 on the radar gun, strike 1. Just gets a piece of the changeup. Count is 0-2. And he fouls it back. Count stays where it is. Oh, grounds it past the center fielder, the second baseman, and will roll all the way to the wall. Rounding second, it'll be an RBI double for Gurriel Jr. and a 3-0 lead for Boston. Double number 23 on the season for Gurriel. A little bit of a breakdown on defense in the outfield. So, still nobody out, runner in scoring position for Wilson Contreras. He struck out in the first, or the second, I think. At the knees, strike one. So the Bronx Knights have lost their last two, and they're losing this game. Saps fires to first in time, looks the runner back to second, so there's one away. And they're losing this game 3-0, so they've been a little cold in the last few days. Al Kaline started off the scoring in the second with a solo shot. He's 1 for 1. He's got a runner in scoring position. And that's a deep drive, but there is Lo Cicero to make the catch in right field for the second out. So with two away, Louis Robert lined out in the second. It's 0 for 1. That's a line drive. It's going to be in there. And he falls, and the runner will score. So it's an RBI single for Robert, and the score is 4-0. Boston here in the top of the fourth. The crowd is letting them know. Look, he lost his balance, made no chance to throw to the plate. So, two away, Anthony Santander hit a solo home run himself. That's a deep drive towards the right field corner, and it's out of play. Strike one. Misses. What count as 1 ball and 1 strike. Fouls off the fastball. Count is 1 and 2. Jams him. Mattingly races in foul territory, makes the catch to retire the side, but they get another 2 runs. After 3.5, it's Boston 4, Bronx Knights nothing. Early lead. So we'll go to the bottom of the fourth. Jacob Salazar popped out in the first, steps up to lead off. Outside ball 1. 7 for his last 17. 4-17 clip. 4-12 clip. Yanks it foul. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. That's a line drive which will hang up there for Santander and left. There's 1 away.
Now batting.
Benny Lo Cicero flew out in the second. He's 0 for 1. Lefty versus lefty. Deep drive down the right field line, curving into the seats. Strike 1. And he pulls it on the ground foul. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss at the high fastball, and there's 2 away. Got him to chase. It's McKay's first strikeout. McKay has been effective. 3 2/3 innings, no runs. He's been mixing it up nicely. So Matthew Sapp steps in. Flew out in the second. That's a line drive towards the gap. Long run, but he will not make it. Big turn. He's heading to second. Strong throw to second is not in time. It was a close play at second. So it's a 2-out double. Matthew Sapp's is 26th of the season. And he's in scoring position for Matt Termini. He's 0 for 1. Lazy fly ball to right center field. It's caught by Altuve. Nice running play by Altuve to retire the side. So they strand another runner, And after 4 innings of baseball, it's the Bronx Knights losing 4-0. Leading off the top of the 5th, Brett Batty singled in the 3rd inning.
The third baseman, number 7, Brett Batty.
In there, strike 1. Fouls off the changeup. Count is 0-2 on Brett. Line drive up the middle. Base hit past the diving attempt by Saps at short. They have the leadoff hitter on. This is going to get out of hand if it continues the way it is. Hits leaders in the Boston Red Sox. Al Kaline leads the team, but Brett is right behind him. Leadoff man Altuve steps up, 0-2. Runner at first, nobody out. That's a line drive to center, long run, but he does not get there. Runners at first and second, nobody out here in the top of the 5th. And they are in trouble yet again.
The batter, number 2, shortstop, Wander Franco.
So Wander Franco steps up with 2 on and nobody out. At the knees, strike 1. Fouls off the changeup, strike 2. Franco's hitting only .206 with runners in scoring position. Line drive to right. There is Lo Cicero for out number 1. Still, he hit it on the nose. Albert Pujols singled and scored a run today. He's hitting .299. Steps up, runners at first and second, and 1 out. At the knees, strike 1. Off the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike. Just gets a piece of the fastball. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just gets a piece, foul territory. Just strike 2. Jams him inside, upstairs, out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. The Red Sox already have a 4-0 lead, but there's runners at first and second, so they're threatening. Deep drive to center for playable at the warning track for Luklitch. He makes the catch. The runners do not advance, so there are 2 away. So Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is 1 for 2. There's an RBI double today. In there, strike 1. He's hitting only 193 with runners in scoring position. Misses inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. And he pulls the 2-seamer down the left field line. Count is 1-2. And Pizarski's 1 strike from getting out of this jam. Just gets a piece. Swing and a miss out in front of the breaking ball. And the side is retired. So gets out of the jam, but still, after 4.5, it's Boston Red Sox leading 4-0. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. Anthony Millo is 0 for 1. He steps up against McKay. Down and in, ball 1. Rolls it over down the left field line. 1-1 is the count. High, 2-1.
Ball 3.
Hitters count, 3 balls, 1 strike. Leadoff man Max Luklitch is on deck.
3-2.
Out in front of the cut fastball, count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Milo. And it's a line drive to center, and it will dunk in there for a base hit. So it's a leadoff single for Anthony Milo here in the bottom of the 5th.
Now batting, number 38.
So next up is Max Luklitch. He is 1 for 2. Takes inside, ball 1. Milo leads off first. 2 balls and no strikes.
2 balls, no strikes.
Skies it down the right field line, curving into the seats and out of play. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike on Luklitch. And he yanks it down the left field line. It goes foul into that foul line corner. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yanks it, and this one will dunk in there for a single. And there'll be runners at first and second with nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. This is the best opportunity they've had so far. Luklitch is 2 for 3. Don Mattingly walked in the 3rd. Officially, he is 0 for 1. He's got runners on at first and second. Pitches outside. No. Called a strike by the home plate umpire. Count is 0-1. In there, strike 2. So the count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Mattingly. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Waste pitch. Yanks it, actually slices it down the 3rd base line, foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners at first and second. Checks his swing. Count evens at 2-2. Late on the fastball. We'll do it again. Checks his swing, or did he? Yes, he did. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners at first and second. Will they be in motion with nobody out? Let's see. And he just gets a piece to stay alive, and we will do it again. This is the 9th pitch of the at-bat on its way from McKay. Grounds it down the 3rd base line. Jump throw to first. Into the stand. No, but off the facing of the stands. On the error, a run will score. So the score is now 4-1 on the long error by the 3rd baseman, E5. Either that or they'll give him a base hit. They'll probably give him an RBI single, actually, based on the difficulty of the play. So runners are at first and third, still nobody out. Chris Ramos, who walked in the first, is up to the plate. Takes low, ball 1. He is the tying run at the plate here in the bottom of the 5th. Two balls and no strikes. Chris Ramos is hitting .412 with runners in scoring position. This is the situation he likes to be in. And he's late on the fastball, slicing into the seats. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike on Ramos. It's a deep fly ball to center. It's playable, but tagging is Luklitch. Coming home, it's going to be a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Ramos, and the score is now 4-2. That's RBI number 141 for Chris Ramos here in the season. Next up is Michael O'Rourke, who singled in the first. He's 1 for 2. Runner at first and 1 away. It's a 4-2 ball game. And he yanks it. Line drive, but K-Line over the shoulder catch, and there's 2 away. Hit it right on the nose, but K-Line tracked it down.
The batter, number 3, designated hitter.
So Jacob Salazar, 0 for 2, steps up with 2 outs. Mattingly at first. Checks the swing, pitches high, ball one. He yanks it down the third baseline, foul. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Inside corner, count is 1 and 2. So he's approaching 30 pitches for this inning.
That's ball 2.
Count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at first, 2 runs in, bottom of the 5th, score is 4-2 Boston. Late on the fastball, slicing into the seats, out of play. And he's early on the breaking ball, and we'll do it again. Down the third baseline, sliding detach over to second for the force. What a nice play by the third baseman to make up for that error. And the side is retired, but they get 2 runs. The end of 5, an official game. It's Boston 4, Bronx 2. So we go to the top of the 6th. Let's go to the manager's office and get bullpen and warm up some people. My God, my guys are just not warm. They need some rest. Line drive to center, racing over his Luklitch. He makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 away. Hit it on the nose, but Luklitch made a nice play on Contreras. Let's look at the replay. So Al Kaline steps up with 1 out here in the 6th. This was him in the 2nd inning. Deep drive the other way towards the black. Home run. Count is 4. He is 1 for 2 on the day. Just low, ball 1. To the pitcher on the mound, Pizarski stabs it, throws to first, and there are 2 away. Next up is Lewis Robert. RBI single, is 1 for 2. Steps up with 2 outs, nobody on. In there, strike 1. Late on the breaking ball, counts quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Swinging and miss out in front of this breaking ball, and the side is retired. So 5.5 complete. It's a 2-run lead for the Red Sox. It's Boston leading 4-2.
Ladies and gentlemen,
on the mound is for the Red Sox is Marcus Walden. He's making his 55th appearance out of the bullpen. It's 3-2 with a 3.77 earned run average. And he will face Benny Lo Cicero, the right fielder, who's 0 for 2. Righty versus lefty. Pitches outside, ball 1.
Ball 2.
Cut fastball misses. Count is 2 balls and no strikes. And he pulls it down the right field line. Count is 2-1. Out in front of the slider. Count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes on Benny. And again, he's out in front of the cut fastball. We'll do it again. Way out in front. Quick bat. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Matt Saps is on deck. And he walks the leadoff man here in the bottom of the 6th. Tying run will come to the plate. Bullpen is active for the Red Sox. Matt Saps has a double in the 4th. He's 1 for 2. quick throw to first. Lo Cicero does have speed. I think he has maybe 13 or 14 stolen bases in the season. Inside off the plate, 1 ball and no strikes. Michael Feliz and Nestor Cortez Jr. are warming up in the Red Sox bullpen. Getting the arms loose. He's out in front of the breaking ball. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, trying to keep Lo Cicero close. And he throwing it behind him. Wild pitch off to second goes Lo Cicero, so he's now, without having to steal the base, he is in scoring position for the Saps on the wild pitch from McKay. Count is 2-1 on Saps. Lazy fly ball to right center field. Long run for the center fielder. He makes the catch. Tagging is Lo Cicero. He will make it to third. So now there'll be a runner at third and less than 2 outs for Matt Termini, the third baseman. Got to get that runner home. Termini's 0 for 2. Termini has 67 runs batted in the season. Out in front of the slider, strike 1. He's hitting .346 with runners in scoring position, so he is comfortable in that situation. Pops it up behind the plate, out of play. Quickly, the count is 0-2. Just gets a piece to stay alive. Ground ball to the shortstop. It'll be an RBI ground out for Matt Termini. And the score is now 4-3 Red Sox here in the 6th with 2 outs. So it's a 1-run ball game. Anthony Mello singled in today's game. He's 1 for 2. Up there with 2 outs. Inside corner with the cut fastball, strike 1. One ball and 1 strike.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
Chases the cut fastball. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2-2. And it's a line drive to center field, but there is the center fielder to make the catch and retire the side. But they get a run on the RBI ground out by Matt Termini. And after 6 innings of baseball, it's Boston 4, Bronx 3. So we go to the top of the 7th. Up steps Anthony Santander, who's 1 for 2 with a solo home run in the 3rd.
The left fielder, number 25, Anthony Santander.
In there, strike 1. This is the first game of a 3 or 4 game set against Boston. Changeup floats in there for strike 2. Pop up, right center field. In comes Lo Cicero, and there is 1 away.
The third baseman, number 7,
Brett Batty, 2 for 2 with 2 singles against the left-hander. It's pretty impressive. At the knees, inside corner, strike 1.
All 1's the count. Ball 1.
Breaking ball inside, 1 ball and 1 strike, and Kozarski doesn't like the call. Thought it hit the corner.
Nope.
Misses, 2-1. Lazy fly ball the other way towards the left field line. There is O'Rourke. He makes the catch for the 2nd out.
Now that second baseman,
So leadoff man Jose Altuve's up there for his 4th plate appearance. He's 1 for 3 with a single. Bases are clear. It's a 4-3 lead for the Red Sox. Late on the fastball, strike 1. Slicing into the seats, strike 2. Misses. Count as 1 ball and 2 strikes. I have a feeling that Pizarski may be pitching to his last hitter. Swing and a miss, strike 3, side retired. So, get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. Here in the Bronx, it is Boston Red Sox 4, Bronx Knights 3.
Your attention, please.
In relief comes Nestor Cortez Jr. 5-3 with a 4.63 earned run average out of the bullpen for the Red Sox. He will face Max Luklitch, who's 2 for 3 today.
Leading off for the ninth, the center fielder, number 38.
Out in front of the slider, strike 1. Off the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike. Two and 1. And he slices it into the seats. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Max. Pitch is high. Count goes full. 3-2. Don Mattingly is on deck. Cortez deals. Grounded deep in the hole at short. Long throw in time. Nice play by the shortstop. And there's 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th.
Now that first baseman, John.
So next up is Don Mattingly. He's 1 for 2 with a single. He also walked in this game. Pitch is low, ball 1. That's a line drive over the head of a leaping Altuve and into right center field. It is a 1-out single for Don in baseball. And they've got a runner on here in the 7th. Tying run.
The second baseman, Chris
Where the
Ramos.
So Chris Ramos steps up from the right side. He has a sacrifice fly and a walk today. He's officially 0 for 1. Pitches outside, ball 1. Tying run is at first base. Go-ahead run is at the plate. And he pops him up on the right side. In foul territory, Pujols makes the catch for out number 2.
Now that.
Next up is Michael O'Rourke. He singled in the first. He's 1 for 3. 2 outs here in the 7th. Outside corner, strike 1. Mattingly leads off first. 2 away. 1-run ball game. Jams him inside with the fastball. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on O'Rourke. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Side is retired. Chase the high pitch. So after 7 innings of baseball, it's a 1-run contest. Boston leads 4-3. So next up is Wander Franco. He's 0 for 3.
Wander Franco.
And that's a line drive to center. And it's going to be in there and roll all the way to the wall. Wander will be at second here to lead off the top of the 8th. They already have a 1-run lead. They can't afford another insurance run. So I think the Bronx Knights are going to go to the bullpen. So manager, bullpen. We'll warm up Dellin Betances just in case. And we'll put in Zach Eflin. Don Mattingly, the manager of the Bronx Knights, calls for the right-hander. In comes Zach Eflin, who has no record on the season. His ERA is 4.37. He faces Albert Pujols. It's a 4-3 ball game. Boston leads. Top of the 8th. Runner at second and nobody out. And that's a deep drive. And O'Rourke just watches it go. A 2-run home run for Albert Pujols, number 26 on the season. And just like that, it's a 6-3 lead for the Red Sox here in the 8th. Oh, I got some work to do. Gurriel Jr.'s up. Still nobody out. At the knees, strike one. Swing and a miss at the slider. Count is quickly. No balls and 2 strikes. Fouls off the fastball. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pops him up on the right side, near the line. Mattingly makes the catch for the first out. So Wilson Contreras is 0 for 3. Bases are empty with 1 away. Fouls it back, strike 1. It's a 6-3 lead for the Boston Red Sox here in the first game of a 4-game set at Classic Yankee Stadium against the Bronx Knights. Line drive to the right. Back goes, reaching attempt by Lo Cicero, and he cannot come up with it, so it is a double with 1 out. Contreras' 20th double of the season. And next up is Al Kaline. Yeah, Al has a home run today. 1 for 3. Outside corner, strike 1. I think we need to go and get some help. Grounder to second. Ramos fields, fires, and there are 2 away. Runner moves to third base.
Now batting, the center fielder,
Louis Robert, RBI single today. He's 1 for 3. That's a line drive to right, but right there is Lo Cicero to retire the side. But a 2-run home run from Albert Pujols, his 36th of the season, gives the Boston Red Sox a 3-run lead here in the 8th.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention.
Paul Sewald, 0-4 with a 9 ERA. It's a good opportunity for us to take advantage. So bottom of the 8th, 3 runs down. Salazar steps up to the plate. He's 0 for 3. Pitch is high, ball 1. Josh Hader and Drew Streckenrya are in the bullpen for the Red Sox, just in case Sewald can't get the job done. Counts 2-0. Fouls off the fastball behind the screen. Count is 2-1 on Jacob. At the knees, count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. And he pops him up on the left side. Gurriel Jr. on the outfield grass makes the catch for the first out. Next up is Benny Lo Cicero, 0 for 2 with a walk. Steps up with 1 out. Pitch is outside, ball 1. Out in front of the fastball, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Benny. 2-1. yanks it hard, but foul. Count is 2 balls and 2 strikes on Lo Cicero. Full count, 3-2. And he walks him. So, with 1 out, the Knights have a base runner.
Now batting, number 31.
Next up is Matt Saps. He's 1 for 3 with a double. He's hitting .295 on the season. Quick throw to first. He's back. And it's jam shot down the right field line. It drops in there for a single. Bloop base hit. And it'll be runners at first and third with 1 out here in the 8th. Just jammed him in on his hands and fought it. Floated it down over the first baseman's head into the right field corner. And now Matt Termini is up with 2 runners on and 1 out. That's a line drive. It's going to go into the corner, and it will hit the 314 sign. 1 run will score, and it will be an RBI double for Matt Termini, and the score is 6-4. Boston. That's RBI number. No, check that. That's the double number 30 on the season for Termini. Just went with it the other way, and K-Line could not get there in time. So now 2 runners are in scoring position, are the tying runs, both in scoring position for Anthony Miller, who's 1 for 3. Out in front of the slider, strike 1. Swing and a miss. Another slider, count is 0-2. And it gets away, but no advance on the bases. Didn't get away far enough. Didn't want to take a chance with less than 2 outs. So they stayed right where they were. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Miller. Just gets a piece of the slider to stay alive. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. A 6-4 ball game, but the tying runs are in scoring position for the Knights. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. He did not go. Count goes full, 3-2. They are a ball away from loading the bases. Grounds it down the third base line. Long throw in time. He does not get the runner home, and there are 2 away. So the tying run is at second base. So a single with 2 outs could get the job done, but it'll be that much harder. Drew Streckenrider, 1-3 with an 11.44 earned run average, comes in to pitch to Max Luklitch, Mighty Max, who's 2 for 4 today. Turns around and bats from the left side. A single can tie this ball game. Outside ball 1. Late on the fastball, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Mighty Max. Checks his swing, pitches high, count is 2-1. Hitters count, 3 balls, 1 strike. Don Mattingly is on deck. At the knees. Low strike, but the count is full, 3-2. And that's a ground ball base hit to the right side. And he will stop. Unfortunately, the runner at second had to stop at third. But it's an RBI single for Max Luklitch, and it's a 1-run ball game. This ball game is 6-5 Red Sox. A 2-out hit for Max Luklitch. So Don Mattingly steps to the plate. The tying run at third and 2 away. Pitches in there. High strike called by the home plate umpire. Count is 0-1. Runners at first and third. Pitches outside. One ball and 1 strike. Don Mattingly's hitting over 400 with runners in scoring position this season. He has 91 runs batted in. Checks the swing, count is 1-2. Backdoor slider. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at first and third. It's a 1-run contest, 6-5. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Side retired. But they do score a run. Score 2 runs, actually. At the end of 8, it's 6-5 Boston. So leading off for the Red Sox in the top of the 9th is Anthony Santander, who's 1 for 3 with a home run. And the manager is going to go to Dellin Betances. Dellin Betances usually comes in setup situations. He's in here to hold the lead. Record is 2-3 with a 2.61 earned run average. That's a deep drive that will not come back. Just like that, it's a 7-5 lead. First pitch. Santander's 13th home run of the season, a solo shot, and the score is now 7-5. And the crowd is stunned into silence. Oh. Next up is Brett Batty, 2 for 3. Line drive to right. There is Lo Cicero for the first out. Altuve steps up for his 5th plate appearance. Single in the 5th, he's 1 for 4. Late on the fastball, strike 1. Knuckle curve outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Inside corner, count is 1-2. Way out in front of the slider, and he strikes out, and that's the 2nd out here in the top of the 9th.
The bat, number 2, shortstop, Wander.
So, Wander Franco has a double today. He's 1 for 4. At the knees, strike 1. Fouls off the 2-seam fastball. Count is 0-2. Just gets a piece of the slider. Count remains 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. The Red Sox lead by 2, thanks to Anthony Santander's solo shot here in the top of the 9th. It's Red Sox 5. Red Sox leading 7-5.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So in the relief comes Josh Hader. He's 1 for 4. He does have 30 saves, but his ERA is 5.09, so he's certainly not unhittable. Up steps Chris Ramos, who's 0 for 2 today. He does have a sac fly.
The second baseman, Chris.
Outside corner, strike 1. They need a base runner. Strike 2. Count is quickly 0-2 on Ramos. That's a hard ground ball to the second baseman. Altuve fields, and there is 1 away here in the bottom of the 9th.
Now batting.
Hader
The left fielder.
is on the list. He's number 4 in the league in saves here in late August. He's got 30 saves. So with 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th, Michael O'Rourke steps to the plate. Boston is up by 2. Outside corner, strike 1 on O'Rourke. Michael O'Rourke has 32 homers and 102 runs batted in on the season. Low, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. They need a base runner, bloop and a blast. Fouls the slider back to the screen. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on the left fielder. Swing and a miss, and there's 2 away, and the Bronx Knights are down to their final out. Tricks him on that breaking ball. So next up is the shortstop, Jacob Salazar, who's 0 for 4 today. Pitches low, ball 1. He needs to get on somehow. Switch hitter batting from the right side against the lefty Hader. And that's a ground ball to the shortstop. Gurriel throws in time. Ball game over. Boston Red Sox win 7-5. So Red Sox win the first game of this 4-game set at Classic Yankee Stadium against the Bronx Knights, 7-5. Let's do this the right way. So the final. Boston, 7 runs, 12 hits, 1 error. Bronx Knights, 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Brendan McKay is your winning pitcher. Brendan Pizarski gets the loss. He's 11-7. Josh Hader gets his 31st save of the season. And the player of the game is Anthony Santander, who's 2 for 4 with 2 home runs today. He is your player of the game. And this has been a broadcast of Bronx Knights Baseball. I am R.C. Robin. Thank you for joining me. Please, if you're on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is a 162-game experiment with a created franchise in every inning of every game. No simulated innings, no skipped games. All the games are on YouTube. This was game number 133. The Bronx Knights are 87-46. I will play another game again today after about a half-hour break. Thank you for joining me. Have yourself an absolutely great Sunday afternoon. Take care.